Just say, you know what, my intention is I've done this my whole life and I'm skipping on the desserts completely and I'm treating my vacations as my detoxes now. And you eat super clean. You wake up, you fast, you have water, maybe you have tea or coffee if you're that coffee drinker, but keep it to one. And then you push out to an egg and veggie lunch, so keep it really light.
Let's look at some food tips around the holiday season, because a lot of people complain about, whether it's a holiday or going on vacation, they may gain weight. So it's like, how the heck do we prevent that?
Funny story, I had a patient the other day who I said to her, look, you're going on vacation, you're in your late 40s. I want you to switch your mindset. So the next question was, would you pay for a vacation that was like a detox vacation where, you ate really healthy food and you were, meant like you're told to work out every day and do yoga, go to bed early, drink lots of water, eat really, really healthy, clean food, skip the desserts, no alcohol. And she said, yeah, I don't know if I can afford something like that. And I said, didn't you just say you're going on a Caribbean vacation? And she's like, yeah. And I said, well, there you go. You just have to, you create that detox vacation. And she's like, oh, you're so mean. And I was like, you have the opportunity ahead of you. You can choose that, you and your partner. Of course, then the next time I saw her, she goes, by the way, I didn't tell you this, but I am going to make changes over that holiday, but it's a wedding vacation, Tanya. How do you expect me to do a detox vacation when it's a wedding vacation? So I was like, okay, get it. I get it. But as I've aged, I don't know if you do this too, but I try to have my vacations, like I try to eat in a way and exercise in a way that I maintain or drop a pound, just feel
Yeah.
good, right? I
Yeah.
don't want to get bloated and feel tired and can't get up the next day. Plus I have kids that are,
Yeah.
they're up early anyway. So got to squeeze that time in the mornings. That makes sense. So like,
Yes. Oh, totally. I mean, as we age, things just work a little differently. So even when I go on holiday, I am very conscientious. So for example, like, um, I'll look out for, if I'm at a resort, for example, right? Like, you're mentioning this person, it's a destination wedding. Likely it's at an all inclusive. If it's
yeah,
not, then it's a different thing. But
yeah, it is.
at this all inclusive, they'll have like yoga classes in the morning. So I'll actually find, like, I'll look on the week schedule. I'm like, I'm going to go do that every day. And then what the thing that you can do is, it's like you recruit at least one person that will want to be on the same page as you, because then you'll be accountability partners. It's like, okay, can we eat a little healthier? Can we do some exercises? Maybe you can walk on the beach together, like do things that is like nice and relaxing. And you don't even look at it as exercise, right? Isn't it just nice to stroll on the beach anyway?
Yes. So get up early, stroll on the beach, book a yoga class, do a little strength training. You have all this time, and it feels better than to sit around because your joints start to get achy if you sit around all day anyway, on the lawn chairs or the beach
And drinking
chairs
all day
and
and feeling
drinking.
like crap.
Correct. Right. And then falling asleep in the sun and getting a sunburn and heat stroke or heat exhaustion, right? So it's like tag teaming. I love that idea, tag teaming around even just helping. So these are the tips around food for a holiday, and then we'll kind of jump in for kind of staycations, right? So
Yes.
first of all, walking by the dessert, trays that are in the all-inclusive buffets and ignoring them. If you're going to have them after a meal rather than having them first or throughout the day, because they're always available. But rewarding yourself if you feel that you are so inclined to have a sugar craving in the last day. Like give yourself the desserts at the very end, because once you start having them, you crave them. So for me, I try to just say, is there anything that I really want that's worth it, in terms of not necessarily calorically, but how I'm going to feel. And then if I'm eyeing that, then I'll have it right on the last day, because then it's
Wow.
not accessible after that.
You know what? That's really great. And I would actually like to add in, even me, I might not be as good as you. I'm not going to lie. I might not do it just on the last day. I might have it multiple times. Okay. So it's a week, right? But so my strategy is like eat all the right things first.
Yes.
And
Protein,
yeah, and so eating the protein, eating the veg, like half a plate
veggies.
of veggies, make
Mhm.
myself full, and then go towards the fruit. Ideally, you want to have fruit beginning, but here you're going to have the fruit at the end, and then see if you still really want it. And then look at, as you say, I don't know about you, but sometimes people will just grab desserts and grab like 5 of them just for the sake of grabbing them because
Trying
it's
them.
there
Yeah.
and trying them.
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, or if you are that person that said, you know what, screw it, Mary, I'm going to try everything. If you're going to try everything, can you just pick like a couple of things? And then can you just actually take a bite and then share with someone else?
Yeah, that would be better for sure. Take a bite because then you're having like a dessert size, right? Like one dessert, but like a bunch of tiny little bites.
Yes.
It's hard if you then find something really good though. I'd want to eat it all. So I don't know, maybe I'm just like, a
Yeah,
little unique
I
in
guess
that
yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah,
just
it
eat more.
depends.
I'd want more, more, more. So,
Okay. Well,
mhm.
and my other trick is like I'll take a spoon. First of all, don't grab a giant spoon. Take the smallest spoon possible or fork, right? And then I'll take the smallest little bite. People think I'm a little crazy, and I'll take it, and then don't shove it down your throat and actually taste it. We talk about meditation, we talk about the five senses, so you can literally do that and actually really taste it, feel the texture in your mouth, smell it, like really get into it so that you're actually getting more satisfied with less amount. And I don't know about you, but for myself, oftentimes I'm like, you know what? My eyes like make that dessert look way more appetizing than it actually goes into my body.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh, for
find that?
sure.
Like
A
it's like,
hundred
oh, it's not
percent.
as good as it actually looks.
Yeah. That's why I always say, like, if it's really worth it, if it was something that I really wanted to eat, like a tiramisu or like a chocolate ganache torte or something like that.
Mm,
The other thing, if you're sharing with someone if you're like me and have more of an issue with like having a little bite and you just want the whole thing, and you're sharing it with someone, wait for them to eat the majority of it, and then you have the last bit, and then you can do your five senses immersion. The other thing you can do is immerse in the five senses when you're eating. 'Cause people often eat very quickly and they haven't
yes.
even registered that they're full before they jump to the dessert. So it's better to kind of slow yourself down, even with your main meal, and then you can share your dessert, eat the last bit, or wait till the end. Or you could be full on detox and just say, you know what, my intention is I've done this my whole life, and I'm skipping on the desserts completely, and I'm treating my vacations as my detoxes now. And you eat super clean. You wake up, you fast, you have water, maybe you have tea or coffee if you're that coffee drinker, but keep it to one. And then push out to an egg and veggie lunch, so keep it really light, one main meal, and then like a yogurt for dessert later, just something very basic so that you're like reducing your total caloric intake, and water and lemon as your friends or, other people, it depends on who you're going with, are drinking alcohol, right? So, because alcohol, like people think, oh, it makes me feel so fun and loosey goosey and good. But then it's like the payback for like after, like the negative payback, right? You just feel like, oh, I'm so tired and sluggish. Not everybody gets impacted that way,
Yeah.
but
And high
think
caloric.
about things outside of weight too, like how you feel.
Yeah. And then, even with the alcohol or drinks in general, it's like instead of getting all the fancy juices, at breakfast, there's like so many juices and stuff. And that has a higher sugar content as well. So if you're going to going back to the dessert bit. So if you know that you want a dessert at some point, then say, oh, you know what? If I'm going to have sugar there, then maybe I'm going to forego on all these fancy drinks, right? Just like have a self negotiation. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you can even choose between the carb, like maybe you want bread or pasta, because that's basically sugar but hidden, or you have your alcohol, or you have your dessert, and then you pick one each day. So that's another strategy. Now, if we're at home and doing a staycation, it's really helpful to be kind of have the same mindset. Make sure you're selecting healthy foods first, and try to go back to our last episode where we talked about kind of the lifestyle piece, like getting enough sleep, making booking your massage or acupuncture, trying to find strategies to help build in relaxation and excitement, maybe booking a little go away on a weekend in Airbnb so you have something exciting to look forward to outside of food. And if you haven't started working out, right, try joining a gym before January, doing little things that will help elevate your dopamine so you can make better choices. So review that last episode because we go in way more detail. Now, top tips around food are, again, just trying to cut the flour. Like if you're going to a restaurant and during vacation time, like I don't know if you do this, Mary, but when they present the bread, I say, please, no bread, thank you. Or if I feel like no, I don't do this, but if people really need it, they can bring it back at the end, right? You can have your bread and olive oil. The moment you have the bread at the beginning of the meal, it opens this like door of being able to eat more, and you're looking at the dessert menu before your meal even comes.
It's a
That's
restaurant
because
tactic too. Then you'll
it
just
is.
order more. You'll buy more and
Yes.
you'll eat more. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, and like you said, choose one of the others, like have the bread but at the end or the dessert or the alcohol. If you're having alcohol, an appetizer, your main meal, which is often as many calories as you would have in your entire day in one sitting, plus the dessert, that's a lot of calories, and then you're not going to feel that well, and you're definitely not going to be able to maintain or drop weight. Now, one strategy you can have, like implement, is do timed fasting. So you can still have a reasonable amount of food in that meal at dinner or at the let's say a family
Yeah,
gathering. Those are
party.
often like 6 hours. So fast until then and safely, as long as it's intentional. You can fast and drink water and tea and have a little collagen in water, a little protein, but like really keep your calories low, and then you can enjoy the feast.
Or
So
the
that's one way to
opposite.
do it.
Or the complete
Or
opposite, where
see
you
what works. Yeah.
actually eat first, eat
Mhm.
healthy at home, so that when you go to your party or whatever, and it's just like a whole whack of sugar or fried foods or whatever, then you're not having to go, oh gosh, there's nothing for me to eat, but I'm going to eat it anyway because I'm hungry.
Yeah, and that
You
could
know?
change by the day or it could be different by the person, because I am more along that lines for sure. Eat healthy before you go, you're full. And then because I'm the binge type, like if I see all this delicious food, I'm more likely just to kind of eat it, but I'd rather show up full and then just keep it, like you're saying, keep it really low and casual, like not wanting to like eat everything in sight. Whereas if you have I've had patients where they say, oh, no, 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 yeah, that's a much better idea. I'm going to fast. And then they just isolate that time. And everybody's different. So you
Yeah,
got to figure out what works for you.
for sure.
But all these
So
strategies are effective. You just got to stick to one or implement them all in a little way, right?
yeah,
And you
and then
will.
even for home around this holiday season, you go to the grocery store, please eat before, because you're going to be tempted to get all the baked lovely goods that are like on display. So lovely, right? So go there after you eat rather than before, because you're going to buy everything that you don't need. And
Yeah.
when you do choose these like sweets and baked goods and whatever, just, don't buy the big commercial special, right? That is laden with more sugar. Like or you could even make your own. So you can actually put in like half the amount of sugar. So then it's like, oh, I still get to treat myself, but I'm going to add in less sugar, and perhaps I give half of it away versus me eating it all by myself.
Last but not least, if you are trying to drop weight before the holiday season and then plateau and maintain weight and then go back to New Year's and get back on the weight loss train, let's say you have lots of weight to lose, one of the things that you can do is meal replacement or metabolic reset for 2 of your meals in the day. Obviously, this is like medical disclaimer, don't take this advice and then, not get customized advice, see your naturopathic doctor or medical doctor. But it really does yield good results if you are eating meal replacement drinks like protein shakes and coupling it with green vegetables, and then having one main meal a day if you're trying to reduce your calories and get significant weight loss. Sorry, the sun is just shining in. Oh my God. super
You're
bright in my
glowing in
eyes.
the
Yeah,
sun. Oh, well,
glowing.
oh, I know this is how it works, but okay. If you find this helpful, please contact us and find us on Instagram at Alive Holistic Health Clinic. And we shall talk to you real soon.